Alright, welcome to the MacCafe. We do this every first and third Monday at 10 Central. Join in when you can. We're going to have some short demos and some Q&A about the Mac. Anything Mac, voiceover, text edit, pages, whatever you want to talk about. So sit back and enjoy the ride.
Start session.
Alright, today we are going to talk about file management on the Mac.
Finder.
Now, when you're in the Finder, you can get to pretty much any folder that you want to. Command-Shift-O will take you to Documents. Command-Shift-I will take you to iCloud.
iCloud Drive.
Or iCloud Drive, my fault. Now, one thing I will point out is if you do certain things like Command-1, it will take you to...
As icons checked.
Icons. Command-2 will do...
As list checked.
As a list. Command-3 will...
As columns checked.
As columns.
As gallery checked.
Command-4 is a gallery. I've never used that as a voiceover, so can't tell you how it works.
View one item selected. No.
I know my favorite is...
As list checked.
Is the list view, because I use QuickNav. Whether you use QuickNav or not, list view is a good one to have, because then you always can sort your things in a list, rather than columns or a grid. Gallery, again, I don't know what that looks like. Icons, it's not very VO friendly. But another thing I want to show you is, one thing I do is I like to sort my files by kind. So I would do Command-Shift, well, let me see.
Kind, list view.
Okay.
Number audio in list view.
I'm in list view now. Okay. I interacted with the table. So I'm going to do a Command-A. This is in any folder, and you have to do this for every folder. I don't think there's a universal way to do this for, to make it. Actually, I think there is a way to make it default, but I don't, because I like some folders sorted different ways. Like my documents and iCloud Drive, I like my folders to be first and then everything else. But then there might come a time when I'm in my computer section and I will sort them a different way. Anyway, I would do Command-Shift-A.
48 rows selected.
So I have 48 rows selected. And the reason I do that is because I want to make this applies to every file or folder in this list. So then I'm going to do a Command-J.
Show view options. iCloud Drive window. Always open in list view. Unchecked checkbox.
Always show in list view. That's unchecked because you're going to have to interact anyway, and I've never messed with it, so I can't tell you what it really makes it look like. Next option is...
Browse in list view. Dimmed unchecked checkbox.
It's dimmed anyway, but it says unchecked to...
Always browse in list view. Dimmed unchecked checkbox.
Browse in list view, which when you interact, you're going to do anyway.
Group by.
Group by. This is where I wanted to show you. Group by.
Kind. Group by.
I have mine selected by kind, but let's see what our other choices are.
Menu checkmark. Kind. Name. None. None. Name. Checkmark. Application. Date last opened. Date added. Date modified. Date created. Size. Tags. Tags.
So those are your choices.
Number audio files folder. Not.
Oh yeah. Let me turn voiceover down a little bit. This might be a little loud for the recording. What's my command for that?
Speech muted. Speech muted. Speech unmuted.
Alright, we don't want to mute the speech. Option shift.
95%. 85%. 100%. 40%.
There we go. Alright.
45. 50%.
Do 50%. Anyway.
Date modified. October 9th, 2020. Name. Number audio files folder. Not downloaded. Collapsed.
Why am I in this list?
Close window. Desktop. iCloud Drive. Kind. List view. In list. Number audio files folder.
Okay, let's go back to where we were.
48 rows selected. Show view options. Group kind. Group by.
So I group mine by kind. You can do it by name, by last date open, last date modified, or none. Then you go.
Sort by.
Sort by.
Name. Sort by.
I have mine sorted by name, but you can do.
Menu checkmark. Checkmark name. Kind. Date last opened. Date added. Date modified. Date created. Size. Tags. Tags. Size. Date created. Number audio files folder. Not download.
Some people do it last date modified, last day open, yada yada yada. Why does it keep closing this window?
Select all. Show view options. Group. Sort by. Name. Sort by.
Alright, sort by name.
Icon size. Small icon size. Large icon size. Small icon size. Selected. Radio button.
Mine is sorted by small icon size. Number 1, I don't have a screen. Number 2, I can't see it.
Large icon size. Radio button. Text size. 13. Text size.
Text size is 13. Again, not a priority for me.
Show columns. iCloud status. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Now this is where you could have it show you certain things like the iCloud status.
Date modified. Checked. Checkbox.
Date modified, which I do have checked.
Date created. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Date created, I don't care.
Date last opened. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Date last open, I don't care.
Date added. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Date last added, again, I don't care.
Size. Checked. Checkbox.
Size, I do like to know how much space certain files are taking up, so I do that one.
Kind. Checked. Checkbox.
Kind, yeah, I guess I would want to know what the file type and if it's a folder and stuff like that.
Version. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Version doesn't matter.
Comments. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Don't need no comments.
Tags. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Don't need tags, I don't use them.
Use relative dates. Checked. Checkbox.
Use relative dates, I'm assuming that's be the last date when it was modified or whatever the case may be.
Calculate all sizes. Checked. Checkbox.
Now, calculate all sizes. I like to know, again, what size something is so I can figure out if I need to, move it, modify it, do whatever.
Show icon preview. Checked. Checkbox.
Show icon preview, I'm assuming that's a visual thing.
Use as defaults.
And there's that setting that you could use as defaults in every folder. I don't do it because I like to sort my folders in different ways. So we can get out of
iCloud
here.
Drive window. Close window.
Again, like we always taught you, you can go to system preferences in any app, even the Finder, to adjust certain things. And you can always go to the file menu to tell you how to get to things. I gave you a few. You can find the rest there, like Command-Shift-C will take you to the computer section where your network drives or connected USB external drives are. Command-Shift-L will take you to downloads. Command-Shift-F is go to folder. Command-F is find. There's a lot of different ones. Command-Shift-N, well, what will it do?
Untitled folder.
Oh, it'll create a new folder.
Desktop. Untitled folder. Move to trash.
You can also go into your Finder preferences and adjust certain things. Let's go
into
here. General is where I want to be because I want to show you stuff in here.
Show these items on the desktop.
These are the items that you would see on the desktop. These are none of these are checked for me, but I'm just going to go through them.
Hard disks. Unchecked. Checkbox. External disks. Unchecked. Checkbox. CDs, DVDs, and iPods. Checked. Checkbox.
I would like to see a CD, DVD, or an iPod if I plug it in, but since I never do, I guess it's not going to happen.
Connected servers. Unchecked. Checkbox.
Connected servers I do not want to see.
New Finder Windows show.
Now, this is important because when you do a Command-N anywhere except for in Mail, it's going to give you a new Finder window. This is what it's going to show you.
Cliff. New Finder Windows show.
That's the name of my home folder, but you can have it show you iCloud Drive, your computer section, your Macintosh HD, whatever you want. It's all up to you. You can also have it show you recent items that you've opened or looked at.
Open folders in tabs instead of new windows. Checked. Checkbox.
Don't know what that does. It's always been checked, so I've left it.
Open folders in tabs instead of...
And that's all. I mean,
toolbar.
Let's see what else is in
general.
here.
Tags. Sidebar. Advanced.
Yeah, stuff that really does make the tag, sidebar,
calendar,
in advance. And I just got a notification that I better get ready for this MacCafe. So, I guess we will end this recording. If there's any questions, you know how to get a hold of me.
Audio hijack.
Alright, so I guess we'll use the raise hand feature today because I got you guys on a hard mute because I didn't want no interruption with people coming in. So if you have a question, just go ahead and raise your hand. Alright, let's see here. Nobody with the hand up, huh? All right, Rita, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good demo uh, that you did. An excellent demo on the thing you posted to iPad Classroom is excellent. You really did a good job on split view, trying to explain that to people. Um, Question about folder and file management, column view versus list view. Um, do you have a preference as to column view or list view? And when you're trying to create folders within folders, do you open the folder you want to create a folder within, and then you do Command N, and then say you want a folder within that
Well,
second
that's
folder?
well. Let's be clear to make sure, just in case somebody's listening live, or when they come back. Command N will actually bring you to a new Finder window. Command Shift N will give you a new
Shift
folder.
in, yes, yes. Sorry, Shift in, yes.
But I
So,
I ultimately like to go to the folder where I'm going to create it. I don't want to create it and then move it there. So I'll go to where I want it and then create it.
so say you have a folder. Let's just say, I don't know. Uh, let's just use something like like recipes. Say, for example, you have salads, meats, desserts. Okay, so say you had a folder called recipes, and so you would Command O or Command down arrow to open that folder. Correct? You're in that folder, and then you would do Command Shift in to create a folder for salads. Okay, and you would name that folder. Correct?
Right.
Okay, and then say you wanted, let's just say you wanted a breakdown of, you know, lettuce salads versus fruit salad. Okay, so say you wanted a folder for leafy green salads, and then you wanted to, so you keep, these are opened in layers, correct? So you're in the folder that you want to create the subfolder for, and then if that subfolder folder, you would open that subfolder and create the next so it goes heading levels down. Is that correct?
Right.
How it
So like you said, salads. Then within that folder, I'd create another folder called salads with lettuce or whatever, or fruit salads, or
right,
taco salads, or whatever the case may be.
right.
I would just make sure that all those folders were in that salad folder, as if it was the desserts, main dishes, entrees, whatever. But yeah,
Okay.
I like to make sure I'm in the folder that I want to create the folder in, so I ain't got to do a bunch of jumping around and get lost and possibly misplace a folder like I did one time. I thought I lost a folder altogether, and man, there was a lot of important stuff in that folder. One day I was digging through another folder, and there it was. You best believe I copied that folder 3 times to make sure I didn't lose it again. So
How do you, okay, now say somebody sends you a taco salad recipe, okay? So you've got an individual file that someone has sent you or that you have created, okay? So when you download a file or somebody sends you a file, you would locate that file, correct? Like in the email or, wherever that file appears. And if you Command C on that individual file, then you would copy it. Then you would go to the specific folder. I like them in iCloud Drive. So say you would go to iCloud Drive and you'd open your salad, what do we call it? The
salads,
recipes,
recipes,
recipes.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd open the recipes folder, then you would open the salads folder, then you would open the meat folder or taco salads folder, and then you would Command Option V to move that file you had somewhere else into that individual meat salad
Or
folder.
if
Correct?
you wanted to be extra about it, I guess you could just do Command V, so you wouldn't have to move it. You'd have it in 2 different places, just in case you decided or you accidentally deleted. But yes, Command Option V is to move it. Command V is just to copy it, or just to paste it and copy it to that location.
Okay. So the Finder on the Mac is kind of equivalent to My Documents in Windows. It's a place where you can go find
I would call it more
folders.
of Windows Explorer.
Windows Explorer. Okay.
Yeah,
So where
because
you
you can
could
get to
go find
anything.
the
Because you can
folder.
get to Finder is exactly what it is. You can just, I mean, you can find anything you want to from the Finder. Like, I mean, you can do Command F and to search for it, or you can use Spotlight, which I don't do. 9 times out of 10, if I'm gonna go get a file, I know where it's at. So
Okay. Yeah, I think there's just some uh, general confusion about folders and files, and I think the word Finder kind of throws people as to this is just a location on your Mac where you can find folders and files. It's a designated place that Mac has put very prominent where you can find stuff. I mean,
right,
I'm being kind
right.
of simplistic, but um, so it's been awesome to learn this, to how to do this. I don't create a lot of folder hierarchy, but I think some people might. And um, but is there an advantage to column view versus list view? I know some people. I personally like list view because I like things all on the left in alphabetical order. But uh, is there a is there a reason why you
I
would want
think
to?
that column view is more of a grid. Maybe I can't say for sure because I use list view 99.9% of the time. But if I had to guess, I'm almost positive that's what it is. So if you like your stuff in sections, like 3 across and 3 down or whatever, then that's probably the view that you want. But list view is going to give you the most compact list, whether it's alphabetically, the last time you opened it, the by kind, whether if it's folder or file, whatever the case may be.
Okay. So again, for these views, for people who may not know, there's 4 ways to view things on your Mac. There's icon view, grid view, list view, and column view.
Don't forget
And
about. Actually, I don't think it's grid view. It's called
is it
gallery. Gallery view.
gallery? Okay. Okay. So for most blind people, I mean, whatever, list view and column view work kind of the best with VoiceOver,
Yeah,
correct?
I can't speak for the other two because I've never used them. But yes, column view and list view are be I'd say the most accessible views for a voiceover user.
Okay. So, and in order to get something into a list view, it's Command 2 on the hold the Command key and press the number 2. To get something in column view, it's Command
I think it's one.
3, 1. I knew it was one of those.
Let me
Uh,
see.
uh,
I gotta get it. I guess I gotta get on the list first.
uh,
What you doing? Stupid thing. Icons is one,
Icons is 1. Okay. I
and
bet columns is 3.
the gallery view is four. So I'm assuming column view is gonna be 3.
3. Okay. So you can also there's a way to make things permanently come up. Well, mostly kind of permanently come up in list view, and you would do that in system preferences under somewhere. I
Well,
forget
I
where it
think
is.
the example that I use when you do the Command J in any folder after all your files are selected, and you select the way that you want it, there's a button all the way at the end that says make this or that says default view, and you VO spacebar on that, and you could make it. Now there may be a place in system preferences where it's at, but you'd have to ask somebody that knows where that's at, like John or Tim, because I have never found it there. In all honesty, I've never looked for it there, but because I said in the demo, I like to have different folders and different views. So
Yep. And so you've got this way to do it on the fly.
yes,
Like if you want to see something, Command 2 in list view. You want to see something column view, Command 3.
yep,
And
yep.
I think there is a way, because when I first got the Mac, we walked through it somehow. Somebody, I don't know if it was
I'm sure you
Apple
have it in
or
your notes
whatever.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's in my notes somewhere. It is. It is in my notes somewhere. So,
All right, we
so
got a couple
it's
more hands up.
amazing.
So if you think of
Okay, all right.
anything
I'm
else,
gonna
let me
shut
know.
up. Okay, I'm done. I'm good.
All right, all right, Nancy.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good job. Great demo. um, I have a folder that I created on my phone in iCloud and cannot find it on my Mac. I've tried doing the right arrow to see if I've put it inside something by accident. On my phone, it just comes up in my list of folders.
Have you tried going on your Mac, going to Command Shift I and looking at, because that's iCloud Drive on your Mac.
I can do that.
Yeah,
It's in mail.
Command Shift I will bring you. Well, are you talking about? You said in mail.
In mail.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
well then
I
that's a
created
tough
the
one
folder.
because it depends on if you created it inside a folder and not the main folder list.
Oh, because it
Yeah,
looks like
because if I go to my iCloud mail account right now and I go to Apple Everything, I know that SturItUp is a subfolder of my Apple Everything folder, but if I want to go to my bills folder, I just continue swiping down or swiping to the right because I know that's in a folder by itself. So you may have created it as a subfolder in another folder.
Okay, I'll try and figure that out. Yeah, because it's like, where did it go? So, thank you very much.
No problem. Don't forget to put your hand down, Nancy. All right, Mary Ward, you should be able to unmute.
I think I'm on now.
How you doing?
Could you? Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I was wondering if you could go over again. I know there's differences between when you use column view and when you use list view. But I know it's kind of interesting to have two people to work with who have different preferences because you like list view better, and John Pennery's likes to teach with column because after you finished with that level, you go back down like the tree views on that other platform.
Right. And the other reason, and I didn't even mention
people
it,
can see the structure.
But the other reason I like the list view is because you can do single letter navigation. I don't think you can do that in column view.
I can't think of it, but I know there's some differences, and I get confused because I forget which one I have on. And so, like, if I move a file, sometimes it winds up in a subfolder when I didn't really mean it to be because I'm in column view instead
and
of
that's
list
another reason
or
why I
something
like
that.
list view because
So
I
I was
know
wondering
it's
if
not
you
going to
can
go into a folder unless I open that folder.
What are the? Yeah, I was wondering what are the differences and when do you have to interact?
Well, apparently in column view, it's my understanding that with column view you never have to interact. You just left or right, up or down arrow. List view, you do have to interact with that list in order to get to your folder or open that folder. But to me, I like that extra step because then I know where my files are going to be. But to my understanding, column view, I'll ask John tomorrow because I'll have to talk to him before his class. But in column view, I know I'm almost positive you don't have to interact. You can just use your arrow keys to get to the folder you want, Commando or
I think you
whatever.
don't.
So.
And with list, you were saying. I mean, before I go, you don't have to use the Commando in list.
You
to
can.
Open, you just right arrow.
No, you would command down arrow to open a folder.
Command down.
And command up
yeah,
to
that's
close.
Why I keep getting confused because there's so many commands and they do similar things.
Yeah. Yep.
So command down when you're in list.
Right. Or you could use Commando as long as that folder is highlighted. I don't use Commando because to me it's too windowish of a habit, so I don't use it. I use the command down and up arrow to open and close. So, or you can do command.
O is for files in Windows. It doesn't do folders.
What's that?
You just within that other platform.
Yeah.
That shall not be named. You only use Control O to open files. You don't use it to open folders.
Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't been over there for a few years now, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to just use the Mac as much as possible so that I learn it, and then I can choose which format, one I want to use. But thanks. That was kind of what I wanted to know. So, like when you're in list, you open the folder to
Yes,
put a file there, and when you're
right.
in
And I think in columns you
column,
don't,
you
you just
just
highlight the
point
folder.
at it.
Yeah,
That's what I was confused about. Yeah, thanks a whole lot. That's what I was confused about.
no problem. Any more questions? We've got about 40 minutes left for anybody. All right, go ahead, Joe. You should be able to unmute.
Okay, have I unmuted,
You
Cliff?
are now. How you doing?
Okay. Hey, I got it's not so much a finder, it's a basic question. And I realize the answer could be more detailed, but the issue is really understanding what iCloud is. I've got iCloud enabled, and let's keep it in Finder. If I create some folders and put files in them and so on my Mac, does that automatically translate to iCloud?
You can set it that way, but it's not that way by default.
So there's a setting in there somewhere. So the thought being, if all this stuff goes to iCloud, then no matter where I am,
You can
I could
access it.
access files.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I'll have
setting
to
for
find
anybody
the
who's
setting.
listening is in System Preferences, Internet Accounts. Go to your iCloud, interact with the
Yeah.
table, and under Services, it'll say the Documents and Files or something like that. You'll have to interact
Okay.
there. Go to Options, and it'll ask you what files you want to access in the cloud. And Documents and is usually I think it's the first one, and then has all the list of your other apps that have folders.
Yeah. All my folders are under documents. So,
Yeah,
all
if
righty.
you
Thank
tell
you. I
if you
will
tell the
go.
cloud to put them in Documents, they'll go there.
Yeah. Okay. So if I do that enable, is it true that I can also save a file or, put whatever to the cloud and then it will, if I've set it up, it will show up on my local drive?
Yes, if you save it in iCloud, iCloud Drive has its own folder, but because you created it on the Mac, it's gonna keep a local copy anyways. The only way that it'll remove
Okay.
it and keep it in the cloud is one, if you got a new machine or you restored your current machine to iCloud or to factory and just started all over, or
Yeah.
two, you started running out of space, then it will start removing the oldest files from your machine. Keep them in the cloud, but remove
Yeah.
them from your machine to keep to make space.
Yeah. No, I got lots of room both places. So, all right. Thank you, Cliff.
No problem. All right, Nancy. Anybody else? Let me know if you have a question. We have about a half hour left. Go ahead, Nancy.
Well, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to your recording from Friday on the different editing things, but I'm super excited about that.
What different editing? What are you talking about? Did I do a recording on Friday? I don't remember doing one on Friday. I might have. Oh, that's when I uploaded it. I know what you're talking about now, but yeah, go ahead.
I thought you were kidding. I never know when you're serious. The thing you sent us on all the different demonstrations. I guess different people send in demonstrations. Is that what happened?
No, I do some recordings and I just upload them to my YouTube page.
Oh, I
Usually
see.
what
Okay.
I do, so.
Okay. I thought you guys. Okay, this is a question that hopefully it's okay if I ask it here. I've been emailing Matt for a month now, just like every couple weeks, to ask him about GarageBand and piano, and I have not heard back from him.
You probably
Can you
won't
put
because
Oh,
it's a busy time for us right now, especially with the
okay.
iPad class. And we have families and stuff too, so you got to take that into account. So
Yeah,
a garage band is something we'll work on in the iPad class, but it hasn't come up yet. But
yeah.
what exactly are you trying to do in garage band?
Oh, I just want to learn it, and I'm stumped. I've got the stuff from AppleVis, and um, just isn't really making a lot of sense. And I also want to figure out how to hook up my piano to GarageBand, and
Well, number one, it has to be
just
Bluetooth. I can tell you that one off the top.
well, it's got a cable. We found a cable that will hook up to the
Oh,
iPad
okay.
and the
And the other
piano.
thing is there are some free books on the bookstore, formerly iBooks, now just called Books. If put in GarageBand, they have stuff in there too. But Google is always
Okay.
after the rotor. Google is your next best friend. Just ask Google. I'm pretty sure there's some articles out there, people who've done some demonstrations and things like that. So, and there's a lot of, you just gotta have the right keywords. YouTube too. YouTube also, which is also owned by Google, but YouTube has some great video tutorials that people demonstrating this stuff. That's how I learned how to use this app that I'm using to stream this to YouTube now, Audio Hijack, and they got great customer support and stuff like that. So some of the stuff is like I've always told you guys, you can't be scared to try stuff. I mean, because if you mess it up, what's the worst you can do? Kill the app and start all over again. So I mean,
Right.
you just gotta go out on a limb sometimes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, you'll have to ask somebody who uses it on the. Oh, there you are. All right, go ahead, John. I don't know about iOS. Somebody else can chime in and tell you how to raise your hand on the iPad or the phone because I use Cisco. I use WebEx on the Mac, so and it's a lot easier on there. But you should be able to unmute, John.
That's better.
How you doing?
Good. I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm all right. In the 50s in Minnesota, and that's scorching for us.
Oh, we would take that easily. We've got 20s probably today.
Where are you at?
I'm in Albany, New York. So
Oh, okay.
you sent us this stuff earlier in the week. Uh, my question is because I've forgotten, and probably if I sat at my Mac I would remember, but I'm not next to it right now. There are some ways of going between open windows, correct? Not in the Finder. If you have two windows open, we'll call them your source and your destination, for lack of a
Yes, the command
or
accent or
concept.
Grav, whatever you want to call that button, the one that's right
Yeah,
above the tab
okay,
key.
that's what I thought it
Yep,
was.
you do that and make sure because I made this like when I set it on my Mac, I'm turning on and off a whole lot of stuff. And one time I turn off a lot of shortcuts because I don't like to use mission control or that launchpad thing.
Yep.
So I turned off all those shortcuts. Well, apparently the shortcut to go between windows is in there, and I had accidentally turned it off. And somebody kept
got it.
telling me you can go between open tabs in Safari with Command Accent, or you can go between Windows and Mail. I said no, you can't. Mine doesn't work. So finally, I just sat down, went at the keyboard, went to shortcuts, and I found out that I turned it off. So.
You turned them off. Yeah, now you got me thinking. Maybe I ought to go do that because I have turned some. I think I have turned some things out. Yeah, mission control being one of them.
Yeah, because that's.
And I
I don't know of I don't know of anybody blind that has gotten that to work successfully.
Yeah, it sure looks crowded.
Yep.
And kind of ugly. But that's keeping multiple windows open if you're moving files around is probably a good idea, unless you feel like you will lose track and, as you said before, place things in the wrong place.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, Mary, you should be able to unmute. I see three of my favorite,
Am
or
I
not
unmuted?
pretty good. How you doing? I see three of my normal students in here, and they haven't raised their hand today. I'm gonna have to text them about that.
Uh,
Anyways, go ahead.
yeah. First, I wanted to tell John that you have to go to raise your hand. Is you have to right next to the participants button is a more button, and you have to go into more. And I think it's the first thing. But the other thing I wanted to ask you is every time I think I've gotten rid of mission control, it comes back from the dead. I was wondering if you could please tell me how do I blow it up and make sure that there's no DNA left, and I never want to see it again.
I'm gonna
I
go
hate
to it.
mission control.
I'm gonna go to it so I don't tell you wrong. Number one, I know you gotta go to you gotta go to system preferences for sure. Where is it at? Good lord, it's in keyboard. I know that. Under shortcuts, and then go to shortcuts category, and it is. Why doesn't he never speak this? Okay, you got to go to. All right, there's actually a category called mission control. So go and interact with the table that says will you. Yeah, it'll say shortcuts categories. Interact with that and go to the second one, which is mission control. And it'll say mission control shortcuts. Mine is already unchecked, but go in there and uncheck everything you don't want to use. So control up arrow I turn off because man, I hate that one. Because sometimes I'll accidentally do it and it'll go over there. Show notification center. I don't even know why this is still in here because they have an automatic shortcut with voiceover now, which is command. The voiceover keys and the O. Me and Rita call it VO. We call it VOO because it's VOO. Turn do not disturb off. You can actually set a command in here for that. Mine is command shift or control shift or command shift. What is this? Control command I is what mine is. Command down arrow, I turn that one off because I don't need to go with, so you get the idea. The bottom line is you go to system preferences, keyboard, shortcuts, interact with the table, go to mission control, and turn off the ones you don't want to use by unchecking the box. All right. This person always has a question, so I'm about to unmute her. All right, Judy, what's your one little question for the day? I know you have one.
I knew it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I try to find the hand raise, and then I'm losing all the things that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, Mary said you gotta go next to the participants list and double tap on more and raise the hand is in there. Otherwise, you can just put it in the chat and I'll see it.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier. Well, I don't have a question, but I have a victory to share with anybody that might be a real beginner. Yesterday, I was just determined that I was going to learn how to make a folder, just like Rita was talking about. And I named it like dogs, just to practice. And then inside, I made a folder of different kinds of labs and then different kinds of little dogs. Those are two different folders. Then I opened up my labs one and I made a folder, three folders, black, chocolate, and yellow, and so then I made another folder that said good qualities of chocolate labs. And then I made a text document, and I listed all my, good qualities of a chocolate lab. And then I was able to get it in the right place finally and get it pointed the right direction or whatever, but I did it. And that is something I've been wanting to do. One of the main things I really want to do, because I have like a recipe books and I have all different things for all my technology. I want to be able to have it all accessible. So I think I made a tiny, huge step, Cliff. Things finally started to
Every little
make,
bit, gets you that one step closer to being more confident with
yes,
navigating around your Mac because it's not an easy thing to do. And
yeah,
I'm trying to tell everybody, number one, if you're coming from the Windows environment, act like you've never touched a computer before because it's not the same at all. Number one. Number
yeah,
two
yeah,
is if you don't have no patience, you might as well forget about it because it's not going to happen overnight. So
yeah. Well, I'm so grateful for all the classes and things that you do, you and Matt. And I mean, it's just incredible. So, and it just finally a little light went on yesterday. And it feels so good. So thanks. That's it for me.
no problem. How you doing, Gail? I'm gonna give you a minute because I know you have a little trouble unmuting sometimes. So, two finger double tap if you forgot. I'm gonna have to teach y'all how to use WebEx on the Mac because it's so much easier. In that document I send y'all every 2 weeks, it actually has a link to download the the WebEx Mac app from their website. But all right, Gail, we'll try you one more time. Other than that, anybody else have anything that they want to ask? Otherwise,
Can you hear me?
now we can. Yes. How you doing, Gail?
Okay. Hi. I was listening to the Finder, um, and in the folders. One question I had, and I know this has nothing to do with the Finder, but I was doing my emails, and yesterday when I was, going over my emails, I noticed that going through the list, and sometimes I know this on the keyboard, but sometimes, when you read the list of the emails, you're going down the list, and I'll say, the email, and I was trying to, delete them. I've been deleting them on the Mac and going through them, but sometimes it wasn't even reading them. It would just, like say 3 message text, and then it wouldn't even read it. And then other times, I'd have to turn off voiceover and turn it back on, and then it would read it. Do you know why it was doing that or what I was doing wrong?
What were you doing exactly?
Um, I don't know, like, Seth was using, my Mac. And then he turned off voiceover, and then I turned on voiceover, and then I was using the emails to check, and sometimes they work, they read fine, and then other times I'd turn on voiceover and it wouldn't read them at all. It would just said like 3 message, or it would say it
Um,
just would
we're probably
just
gonna have to
say
do
like
a
one thing,
we're probably
but
gonna
it
have to do
wouldn't
a
read it.
session this week to try to figure that out. But what happened to you?
Yeah,
You and Seth using separate user accounts on the Mac?
right.
I mean, we created that separate user so you wouldn't have this issue.
Yeah. I think when I don't think he's logging in and me logging in, and I think that may be the problem.
Yeah, you might have to practice that a little bit. Make sure that he gets all his files into the cloud or whatever the case may be, so he can put them on his side of the user account, so you guys don't have the confusion with the voiceover and stuff like that. So, but
Yeah, because he's well, like I said, he's using my mail, and he uses my Mac for everything. I don't think, yeah, yeah, that could be the problem. But yeah, I
okay.
would
All
like
right. Well,
to
I should
do
have some
something with
time
you.
Wednesday. We can do a Mac. We can do a Mac study group thing on the group chat on let's say 10 Central on Wednesday morning. If I'll text you guys and let you know.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Any more questions today, people? right, Ronette. Haven't seen you in here very often. Just wanted to make sure you didn't have any questions or how you doing? Hello?
I'm good.
All
I
right.
don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, I guess if nobody else has anything else, then we will wrap this up.
Wait, Cliff. This is Gail. Can I ask a question?
Let's
One
go, Gail.
question about the Finder. On the Finder, I did have a question. You said Command N is opening. You said I was confused on that since I haven't done it yet.
Command N anywhere will open a new anything. It doesn't matter where you are.
I know, but is that you said that is not opening a new folder on
No,
Finder?
that's opening a new Finder window.
Oh, so a new Finder window. Oh, okay. Because I had thought it was a folder. So the folder is a new folder would be Command O.
No, a new folder will be Command Shift N.
Oh, Command Shift N. Okay, that's where I was confused.
And then you would have to name it.
Okay, and to save it.
Yes. Otherwise, the title it's going to be called Untitled every time. Until you name it.
Okay.
All right.
Can I just ask? All right.
One more.
Okay. Well, we usually, when we're saving them, we usually save them to the Mac. But is it better to save them to iCloud than save it to the Mac?
If you want to access it everywhere, like on your iPad or your iPhone, it's best to save it in the cloud.
Okay, and so we need to create that setting.
Yeah.
I thought it was already created.
Well, you have to turn it on because everybody doesn't like it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. As y'all know, every first and third Monday at 10 Central, the time has changed, just in case you didn't know. Also, there is 5 Mondays in this month, so I will have to go delete that calendar event because I will take that Monday off. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Remember, we do this every first and third Monday at 10 Central. If you got something you want me to demo or go over, just send me an email, SturItUp@iCloud.com, or we're on Twitter at SturItUpLive. Remember, it's SturItup. See you next time.